The story opens with a single mother, Na, and her son, Jien. They live in an apartment near the ocean, and it's early morning when heavy rain begins to fall. But soon, the rain transforms into a devastating flood, fueled by a powerful tide and relentless thunderstorm. Their apartment, located on the second floor, starts filling with water. The flood is rising rapidly, and there's no sign of it stopping. And Na rushes to pack a bag so they can evacuate. Suddenly, her phone rings. It's a call from government security personnel. It turns out Na is the manager of a critical government project, which makes her extremely important to them. They instruct her to evacuate immediately, get to the top floor, and wait. A team is being dispatched to extract her and her son. She grabs Jien and rushes out of their apartment. She tries to take the normal route to the upper floors, but the stairwell is completely jammed with panicking residents. With no other choice, she takes an alternate route along the outside of the building. Fighting through the chaos, they manage to climb up to the fourth floor. There, she spots the security officer who's been searching for her. But in that moment, Jien slips away and enters an open apartment without her noticing. And Na chases after him. Just then, a massive wave slams into the building, flooding 2 additional floors in seconds. And Na is thrown by the force of the impact but survives. She finds Jien lying motionless on the floor. He's not moving, but she can tell it's not too late. Desperate, she tries to reach the door and escape, but she can't get it open. At the last possible second, the security officer bursts in and rescues them both, pulling them up to the floor above. He performs CPR and revives Jien. They're both safe now. And Na, breathless and shaken, thanks him for saving their lives. He introduces himself as Sun Hee-jo from Personal Security Team 1. The 3 of them begin making their way toward the rooftop, where a rescue helicopter is inbound to extract them. As they move through the building, Hee-jo explains the unthinkable. An asteroid has struck Antarctica, melting all of its ice in a catastrophic event. The sea level has risen dramatically across the globe. Half of Japan is already underwater, and this 30-story building will soon be submerged as well. He tells her something even more startling. The emotion engine AI she's been developing could be humanity's last hope. The entire human race is now facing extinction. There were only 2 people working on this project, and her senior colleague is missing, presumed dead, swept away by the flood. And Na is the only one left. Once she reaches the shelter, they'll brief her on what needs to be done. Suddenly, Jien tugs on Na's arm and tells her he needs to use the bathroom and can't hold it any longer. Since they don't have any spare clothes, they decide to duck into one of the apartments. Inside, Hee-jo suggests Na change into some dry clothes as well. It's going to take time for the helicopter to arrive. He asks her about the emotion engine AI. Does it really have emotions like humans do? And Na confirms that it does. Hee-jo seems puzzled. Why would a robot need emotions? And Na asks if she can borrow his phone to call her mother. When her mom answers, she tells Na that they evacuated to higher ground, but the flooding is still spreading. Then, in the middle of the call, the line goes silent. Her mother has drowned. Just as they're about to leave the apartment, they smell something. Cooking gas is leaking. They rush out immediately, but within seconds, the gas ignites. Flames erupt across multiple apartments on that floor. The fire blocks their path to the stairwell. With no other option, they decide to climb up through the balconies to reach the floor above. As Na is handing Jien up to Hee-jo, she loses her grip and falls backward into the floodwater below. She manages to survive by grabbing onto a floating signboard. Using every ounce of strength, she swims back toward the building and pulls herself out of the water. As she makes her way toward the stairs, she hears something. A child is crying, trapped inside the elevator. She rushes over and tries to pry the doors open, but they won't budge. Suddenly, another powerful wave crashes through the hallway and sweeps her away. In that terrifying moment, a memory flashes through her mind. Her husband drowning at the bottom of the ocean after their car plunged off a bridge. That day, she could only save her son. She fights her way back and catches up to Hee-jo and Jien on the stairs. Hee-jo tells her something alarming. Jien is showing signs of a stroke. But Na lost his medication long ago in the flood. And Na insists she has to save him. Hee-jo responds coldly, telling her she can create him again. From scratch. Starting this morning. She's capable of that, isn't she? And Na snaps back, her voice breaking. He's going to die. She rushes up a few more floors and enters the apartment of an elderly couple. She feeds Jien sugar water to stabilize his condition. Then the truth is revealed. Jien is not her real child. He's a prototype of the emotion engine AI, combined with the cloned body of a child. He's a test model, a living demonstration of the technology. And Na steps away to clean a rag, since Jien had an accident. Joe follows her, and they begin to talk. He tells her they're headed to a layover point. From there, she'll go alone to the final destination. And they're taking Jien back. He didn't tell her earlier because he knew she would resist. As they're speaking, the rain suddenly starts again. Then they see it. A towering wall of water, racing toward the building. This wave is going to hit the floor they're standing on. They grab Jien and sprint up the stairs, barely escaping as the wave crashes into the building behind them. They reach the next floor, and Na sees a pregnant woman in labor, crying out in pain. But Na keeps moving. There's no hope for them. She doesn't have time. Jien looks up at her and asks why that woman was in pain. Na tells him she was having a baby. Jien asks if she also felt pain when he was born. The question hits her like a knife to the chest. On the 29th floor, Na turns to Joe and asks him why she has to leave Jien behind. How can she just abandon him? Joe manages to convince her. He tells her Jien is the only remaining prototype now. There must have been an error in the data. They're going to need him to rebuild the system. The helicopter arrives, and officials begin barking orders over the loudspeaker, invoking directives from the United Nations, the organization Na works for. They take Jien from her arms and begin pulling her toward the helicopter. She begs them to spare Jien, pleading with them to at least let her take him to a temporary shelter. The official looks at her coldly and tells her the truth. There is no shelter. Everyone here is supposed to die. She's the only one who will survive because she's the key to saving humanity from extinction. Then, without hesitation, a soldier shoots Joe dead. They're going to dissect Jien and preserve his brain to recreate the emotion engine AI. And Na realizes she has no choice. She cooperates. She's taken aboard a ship. Several more asteroids are on a collision course with Earth, and all human life will be wiped out shortly. They're heading to a space station where researchers are attempting to create human bodies artificially. Her mission is to create the mind. She's already created the child. Now she needs to create the mother. Someone asks her how she plans to do that. She explains that she'll place the mother in a simulation where she keeps losing her child. Every time she fails, the simulation restarts. She'll repeat it over and over until she succeeds. The person asks what happens if this fails. She doesn't answer. Just then, an asteroid strikes a spaceship ahead of them. The debris tears through their ship as well, and everything goes black. Na wakes up in her room. The apartment is flooded. She immediately starts packing. Her phone rings. It's Joe. He tells her to get to the upper floors and bring Jien with her. They're taking him away today. She packs everything in a rush and goes to Jien's room. She tells him to listen carefully and do exactly as she says. She grabs him and they run. The stairwells on both sides are packed with people. She can't get through. Then the first wave hits while they're still on the 3rd floor. They manage to reach the surface of the water, but Jien is swept away from her. She dives down, searching desperately for him in the murky water, but she can't find him. Suddenly, flashes of memory hit her. Glimpses of something that happened before. She checks her pocket and finds a pair of goggles she took last time. The scene shifts. Joe revives her and tells her to come with him. She asks where her son is. He shows her a photo and tells her Jien went with someone else. They'll find him later, but first they need to get to the rooftop. She doesn't believe him. She snatches his gun and aims it at him, demanding to know where her son really is. This is the same floor where the gas explosion happened. The apartments around them suddenly erupt in flames. The scene shifts again. Joe saves her from falling, but she jumps into the water to find Jien. She swims back to the building and climbs the stairs. She encounters the child trapped in the elevator. She tries to save him but drowns in the attempt. The loop resets. This time, she makes a different choice. She runs upstairs, grabs a tool, and manages to pry open the elevator doors. She saves Jisoo, the child trapped inside. They go to the same apartment to find dry clothes. And Na tells Jisoo that out there, she's going to die soon, but she's looking for her son, Jien. If Jisoo finds him, tell him his mom is looking for him. Jisoo tells her something important. She overheard some people talking to a child. They were asking him where he lived and if he knew the password to his apartment. And they were dragging something. They head outside and spot them on the upper floors. And Na approaches them, searching for her son. Suddenly, flashes from the previous loop flood her mind. She asks them where her son is. They don't answer and keep moving. Hee-jo calls out from the other side, asking if she found him. She yells to warn him about these people. They grab her and drag her inside, slamming the door shut. She fights back, but they overpower her. Then Jisoo unlocks the door using the passcode. Hee-jo bursts in and interrogates the men. They admit they found Jien but left him behind when they realized he lived on the 3rd floor. This is the same apartment where they stayed in the earlier loop, the one where Na fed Jien. The elderly woman offers her the same sugar water solution she gave Jien before. And Na tries to take Jisoo with her, but Jisoo says she wants to stay with her grandparents. Hee-jo tells Na that more members of his team are coming by boat, and they'll help find Jien. But Na remembers what they did to him in the last loop. She tells Hee-jo she needs to find him first, because he needs his medicine. While searching for Jien, she encounters the pregnant woman again. This time, she's managed to give birth, and Na decides to help her. As she's about to leave, the woman tells her husband something strange. She's been having the same recurring dream lately, a dream about a tsunami hitting them. In that moment, Na remembers something. Jien had asked her to look at his drawings, the ones he made yesterday and the day before. She pulls out her phone and scrolls through the images. What she finds shakes her to her core. His drawings depict everything that's happened before. Again and again. Hundreds of drawings. This is a simulation being run on the space station. Just then, Hee-jo finds Jien and calls out to Na. But it's a trap. His team captures her and sedates her. Hee-jo tells her to wait while they search for Jien. She tries to warn him. She tells him to run, that they're going to kill him. She asks if he remembers what happened before, that they've met before. He tries to confront her, but his team stops him. They tell him to board the chopper. They'll take care of her. It's the team leader's order. Suddenly, a flash of memory hits him. He turns on his team and attacks them to save her. He manages to rescue her and demands to know what happened before. She tells him everything, that this isn't the first time she's explained this to him. He asks how many times this has happened. She tells him, ever since she left him that first time. She tells him that Jien is on the 30th floor. There's only one unit left, but she needs his help because of his SWAT team. They've done this many times before, but they've failed every single time until now. Hee-jo tells her they're going with a different plan this time. They climb up through an apartment window. They manage to subdue some of the men, but after being shot, he tells her to go ahead and find Jien. She makes it to the apartment, but they capture her. Right then, a massive wave submerges the entire floor. She searches the apartment frantically, but Jien isn't there. She fights off the men and reaches the rooftop. She finds her son hiding in a closet on the terrace. She asks him to forgive her for abandoning him. He tells her she didn't abandon him. She told him to wait in the closet the first time this all happened. The truth unfolds. When the debris struck the spaceship, she was mortally injured. She decided to become the test subject for the Emotion Engine AI. All of this has been a test to recreate the AI. They arrive to capture them, and another wave is approaching fast. She runs with Jien and tells him to go ahead. She tries to stop them. The simulation stops right at this moment. 5 years ago, she suggested the idea of creating the baby first and using that as the foundation for the experiment. She reminisces about all the time they spent together. Him growing up, her meeting her husband, his death. Through all of this, she truly loved her son. She manages to break free from the simulation and dives into the water to find him. At last, she locates him, and a wave submerges them both in the water. The test was successful. They were able to recreate the AI. And Na and Jien are remade in their same forms on the space station. And now they're being sent back to Earth, which has stabilized from the tsunamis, to help rehabilitate it. Thank you for watching. Like the video and share your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this.